Hello, Loveland. I'm Mike Meldon, and this is your Loveland Weekly Podcast, brought to you by Gina Dubell-Smith, eXp Realty, and Stone Pillar Farm. Today, I'm happy to have John and Lauren Connolly, the creative minds behind JL Aerial Views. This FAA-certified family, woman, and veteran-owned company in Cincinnati offers high-quality photography and videography for ads, social media, and much more. Joining us to discuss their latest project, Finding Frogman, John and Lauren share their journey from a decade-long passion for photography to founding their business in 2020. So stay tuned for insights into their unique perspective on drone imaging and the story behind their captivating documentary. Today is Monday, November 13th, 2023.
Finding Frogman is a documentary short in the Loveland, Ohio area, and it is about our local cryptid. It is kind of like our very own Bigfoot, and he's a fascinating guy, been around since the 1950s, and there's a couple businesses around town that highlight Frogman, and we wanted to do something fun with Frogman and highlight our drone videos from around town, and we thought this was kind of a fun way to do it. It really started as something that we thought was going to be just kind of like maybe an April Fool's or just more fun, but it really turned into focusing more on the community and how this mythical being has brought everybody together.
I agree. I think you guys did a phenomenal job, for those of you that haven't seen it yet. You got different segments. You know, it's not just here's the story of the Frogman. You got how it affects different segments of the community. The businesses section, and then you got Love Our Land with looking at real frogs, and then the Chamber of Commerce, and did I already say that one? I didn't say that one.
Mm-mm. And the paddling.
And paddling, right,
coffee.
Exactly. So why don't you explain that a little bit? Was that part of the original plan to do it that way, or did it kind of just fall together like that?
Well, I think we reached out to you guys first at Love Our Land, and when we first moved to Loveland in 2022, I got John a little Tumblr that has, Finding Frogman Search, or the Frogman Search team on it, and so we reached out to you guys, and we're like, well, who else can we reach out to? And Mile 42 Coffee was another one, and she suggested, I believe it was Meredith with the Frogman race, and Meredith suggested
the paddle sports.
Yeah, paddle sports. Thank you. And so it's a little out of order in the documentary, but
we had them doing some of that editing in post. We were like to Meredith, hey, how about you talk to somebody at paddle sports? They could tell you about it,
right?
Something like that.
Yeah, and it worked really well. I think that's. It's a Frogman piece, but it's really just a community piece, more than anything. And you got to show your drone work.
Yep.
And what was your favorite part about doing the whole documentary?
Well, I love interviewing people and hearing their stories and how it's affected them. And it was a lot of fun. We spent the night at Lake Isabella, and we were walking around. We paid for the campsite and everything, and then we were walking around with our thermal and some other things, like we were playing frog sounds and things like that. And it was really creepy running around at night trying to find this mythical thing. But that was a lot of fun, and flying the drone in different areas around town was a lot of fun too.
For just a different reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We are huge Expedition Unknown fans with Josh Gates, and anytime there's drone footage, we're like, that's drone footage. And, we wanted to kind of do our own thing.
You got to do it here.
Yeah.
I like how you said that you guys went to Lake Isabel and did that. Me and my boys slept here in the camper a couple weeks ago, and it's just something about having your own cryptid, like you said. We took a walk at night, and you're wondering if Frogman's going to get you. Now, we don't know for sure, right? But it's just cool to have that in the back of your mind. that not every community has that, you know? And I think that's what draws a lot of people to it, too. But as I did one of my first podcasts on the Frogman, too, it is interesting that you guys came around to kind of the same idea as I was watching yours. I got a big smile on my face. One, it was really well done, everything about it, but just how it comes back to that community.
Yeah, absolutely.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about your business, your drone business?
Well, we started in 2020. It was a kind of a moment of change for us, and we're like, all right, what are we going to do with ourselves going forward? And she's always been into photography, and I've got my degree in geography from the University of Cincinnati, and I've worked as a GIS analyst. So I was trying to do the drone mapping missions, that type of stuff for engineering. Orthographic photos, that type of thing, and the fields really kind of came together for drone photography, and so we show up. She does the artsy ones, and I do the more mission. Okay, I need to be this way, these shots, and she's also very good at the attention to detail. So we'll go through the checklists and knock it out. We've had a couple good drones. They've said there are only two kind of drone pilots, those who have crashed and those who haven't crashed yet.
Right.
We are definitely in the have crashed category now.
Wow.
Yeah, we've had a few fatalities, but just of drones.
Good.
And I've only
not spectators.
Yeah, exactly, not spectators. And we've even gone so far as doing drone-based fishing, so land-based shark fishing with the drone.
Wow.
Where the drone casts the bait for you. So you still have a fishing line on the shore. You hook it to the drone, sends it out 500 yards, drop it, drone comes back, and then you're good to go.
It's amazing.
Oh yeah, it's a ton of fun.
Well, and the mission with that is to tag the shark for citizen scientists stuff. So not just fishing for sharks.
Well, you guys are very much into citizen science and wildlife too.
She got certified through the state of Florida, and we had the prods and everything to put the trackers in the shark and everything. It was amazing.
And you were talking before too. There are other uses for the drones. You were talking about for deer hunting. Yeah, we have. We're just starting up the deer recovery effort. So now a hunter goes out, shoots a buck, it's got blood trail, and they've lost it. You've got an injured animal out in the field, and nobody wants that, especially not the hunter. So they give us a call. We come out and pick up where they left off, and we can do a lot more with thermal and with our spotlight if we need to, while keeping it within FAA guidelines. Wow. So filing the proper reports, having the proper licensing, and all that kind of stuff. And we can... overall, the industry of drone recovery for the deer has a fairly good track record. So there are also, I didn't know this, there are also dog specialists that can come in and do something similar with a trained dog. Oh wow! So it's right aligned with that. So if there's a hunter out there listening right now, obviously you don't plan for that. Mm-hmm. So they just would have your number. And then you'd almost be on call. Yep, exactly. Okay. So we with our one that we're going to be doing here in a little bit is he shot it yesterday morning, and he looked all day yesterday, and then he put out the call. And so I finally picked up the information and the details around lunchtime today, and we're going to head out there. Wow. So what other stuff do you guys do for your drone? I mean, I've seen, because we've been friends for a little bit. I've been able to watch the different projects, but for people out here that don't know all the different jobs that you can do or hire you guys for, what are some ideas? Well, we do a lot of your standard drone photography. If you want to just get an artsy card of your house for the seasons, or you got spring landscaping done. Recently, a neighbor wanted to gift a picture of a couple houses to their neighbors. And so we went out, did a flight, sent her the nice digital photos. She can frame them all up and hand them out as gifts for the holidays. We've done that. One guy, he wanted us to come out because he did
lake beautification. Got rid of a bunch of honeysuckles and put in a good lake edge and everything. He wanted a better picture because whatever that he had before, it was all overgrown, and apparently they bought a lake house and didn't like the lake. So he's like, we're fixing up this lake, and now his grandkids go out on there on the kayaks and everything. Yep. We've done
real estate, photography. You get a whole new perspective of your neighborhood. You can see the layout of the land. You can see what's around town, what you're going to be close to.
And do realtors hire? The realtor would hire you for that usually, correct?
Yep, the realtor would hire us for that, and John is really good at doing the FPV, which is the first-person view, and it is like you are a bird, and you can go through the house.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yep,
I don't know how you do that. That's amazing. Good.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It took a lot of practice on the simulator just because I was already motion sickness or not prone to motion sickness.
Yeah.
But worked it out and got it down. Now it's a ton of fun. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
But you can do some amazing things, especially when you get into the hitting gaps. So like we went through the steeple of a church. And right by the bell tower, we've gone like in the front door, in and around. That's nice and slow because you want to highlight the decorations and stuff. But we came over the trees, so you see a beautiful view of the front of the house, and then right through the front door, all the way straight through his house, and then out over his deck and over the lake.
That's crazy.
It's amazing.
So you didn't invent that. Right, I mean but I've never seen it before, so it's not being done a lot.
Correct.
Right? So it kind of puts you a step above because it does when you watch it. You're like, oh, this is really interesting.
Yep.
New perspective.
Yeah, trying to niche down because one of the problems we're facing in the industry is how do we separate ourselves from everyone else that can just go out and buy a drone and do that too. And that's one of the other points of hiring a professional. We're licensed, we're certified, we're insured, and we have skills and experience that most people don't have.
And the right to do it.
Yes.
The licensing. I mean, you were telling me about a big job that you did where previously there were some problems. Wasn't it a water tower you told me about? We can cut this too, but there was a water tower, I think, wasn't it? And the guy that did it before you didn't have license or something.
Oh,
like that?
Yeah, that was. Can we be specific?
Sure, we can.
That was the Mount Washington water tower. That's right next to Lunken Airport.
Okay,
and that's where a guy had worked with a drone pilot in the past who did not do the right thing, did not file the right paperwork, whether that was inexperience or just trying to get away with something, but. The FAA found out, and they came down dropped the hammer. But now, the industry's changed. It's an app on our phone where we put in, hey, this is where we're going to do. All right, you're only allowed up to 200 feet. That's all I need.
Wow.
And I had instant granted clearance, and we were able to conduct the flight, and it turned out great.
And especially if a local government's hiring you.
Yep.
They got to be careful. Yeah, I mean, they're going to put themselves in some trouble if they go that route too.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. What else do you, Lauren? Do you want to talk about your photography business at all?
Sure. So I am a wildlife photographer, and I'm also a watercolor artist, and I'm still trying to figure out how to marry the two and get that out there to the world. So I'm trying to focus on wildlife education through visual arts. And because first and foremost, I'm a naturalist. I love animals. I love being out in nature. It's so healing and energizing. It's amazing. And a lot of people are looking at their screens all day, every day. And,
Yep.
Maybe you can't get out into the wild. So really through photography or through watercolor, they can experience a little bit of, being outside in a peaceful, serene setting for a little bit.
And what is the name? What's your Instagram?
My Instagram handle is Lauren Connolly Photography, and very, very soon, all the watercolor stuff's going to be moving over there too. So
on the same
one-stop shop.
Very nice. Very cool. Awesome.
And her watercoloring is award-winning and fantastic.
Awesome.
Oh, speaking of award-winning, Finding Frogman, going back to that if I could.
Circle back.
We finished it on Halloween, and right under the wire, within an hour, I submitted it to the New York International Film Awards for the month of October, and we won Best Drone Photography.
That's awesome.
in
Congratulations.
So we are actually on IMDb right now, the Internet Movie Database.
No way.
Yeah.
That's cool. That is so
exciting.
cool. Yeah, it is. Well, congrats to you guys.
Thank you.
In Loveland City News, attention clubs, organizations, teams, and businesses. Join Love Our Land's community project. Help us place bird, bat, and owl boxes at the Grail and make a positive impact on the environment. We're on a mission to add 48 bluebird boxes, 9 bat boxes, 6 American kestrel boxes, and 5 eastern screech owl boxes to the land at the Grail. That's a lot of boxes, and we need your help to create them. Here's your chance to get creative, though. The box you either purchase or create, you get to decorate with your own logos, quotes, designs, whatever you want to represent your group. We just need you to bring your enthusiasm and creativity. So call your friends, call your coworkers, call your club members. Decide on the type of box you want to make and go to www.loveourland.org and go to the Community Project section. There will be a form you can fill out. It's as easy as that. And if you have any additional questions, you can email me, Mike, at loveourland.org, and I'll get you all straightened out. We have something truly special here in Loveland. Thank you for listening and have a great week. This episode was produced and engineered at On Brown Studios and recorded at the Grail, a magical place here locally like no other. Please note that the opinions expressed in the podcast do not necessarily represent the views of our sponsors or organization.